Well, I was thinking about how would sex be in the future, 200 years from now, 300 years from now, assuming that we're still around. It always goes towards cybernetics, steampunk, things of that nature. And I was only masturbated like twice this week because, I was very busy, but I was thinking about, like, what if, I had a girlfriend in this possible future, and we could, go to the store and replace her torso with a different kind of race. Like, I'm like, oh, you know what, honey, I think you should be Asian this weekend. So we go to some resort, and with the cybernetic upgrades me and her would have, she'd be able to change her race, perhaps purchase new body parts, maybe rent them out, and of course we'd have sex that way. And it would be weird sex. It'd be like wires connecting with different wires, while electricity kind of fizzles here and there. And we'd gel at a weird sort of futuristic level. Like, we'd be able to hook into each other's emotions. Like, I would feel what it would feel like to be inside of her because I'd be jacked into her brain, and she'd be able to feel what it's like for me to be inside of her because she'd be jacked into my brain, and it would be very weird and strange. And that's what I was thinking about all this week. And mainly because I was more entertained with the idea intellectually, which is why I didn't really go to town and masturbate about it too much, because I was more interested in the science of it. So the fantasy is very, very simple. We go to the store, and we get the proper upgrades, and then we pretty much go into a back room that this store would have, and we pretty much roll a dice and see which fantasy we're going to do that day, and we do that fantasy. Like, if she wanted me to be a woman, of course, there would have to be, augmentations, or maybe they would just switch my brain into another body. And if she wanted to be a man, then she could, transport her consciousness into another body, and we can just have sex that way. So that's what I've been thinking about. I know it's really very strange, and I really can't elaborate on it too much because I really don't know exactly where this fascination comes from, or even if it's truly sexual. But that's what I have on it so far. Okay, so that's what I think about sex with cybernetic women. I'd really like to experience that, but that's never going to happen. Not in this reality. Or if it does happen, I'll be like an old man by then. So yeah, I only masturbated twice this weekend. They were very sort of long sessions. And yeah. Cybernetic women rock and roll. And definitely don't look for this kind of editing. I think for the next couple of sessions, or 3 or 4, I'm just gonna vlog, because this takes a lot of time to do, and half of the time well, that's all I'll say about that. Cybernetic women rock and roll.